Chao were first introduced into the Sonic universe in 1999 with the release of Sonic Adventure on the Sega Dreamcast. Since then, they have been featured in many other Sonic games with roles that are often very different from game to game.
Shadow, what are you doing? Cut that out!
Today I'm going to be showing you every single Chao appearance within an official Sonic the Hedgehog game. Some of these appearances are quite well known and others are more obscure and aren't even listed on the Sonic Wiki. There are a lot of games to cover, so let's jump right into it. So as I said before, the first game to feature Chao was Sonic Adventure. In the main story, we are introduced to the Chao through flashbacks. We get to see Tikal raising Chao as we learn about the connection between the Master Emerald, Chaos, the Chao, and Tikal herself. The Chao are not too important to the story as their main role is basically just getting attacked by the Echidna tribe, which upsets Chaos and starts the whole conflict of the story. Despite not playing too major of a role in the plot, the developers created a new Chao Garden mode. This new mode differs quite a lot from how it is in future Sonic Adventure releases, but the base framework is here. There are races, 3 gardens to hang out in, Chao breeding, animals to increase stats, evolutions, and more. You can also shop at the black market, but you do have to actually go online to a website in order to buy stuff. I'm not kidding. Sega actually made it so you have to use your Dreamcast online feature to buy more eggs. It is very clear that this is the first Chao Garden mode Sonic Team created, as many core features from future games like the stat menu and stat grades are absent. The Chao are also much simpler in their emotions and will not do much on their own if you don't actually interact with them. They don't know how to feed themselves in this game, so if you don't feed them right away, they basically just sit in a corner and get stuck in an infinite loop of crying. They also left in the ability to die in the Chao Garden, which I don't think was intended, as they patched it out in just about every other version of this mode. In the Mystic Ruins Garden, you can just straight up jump off the edge of the map, causing you to lose a life. Another interesting difference is that the Baby Chao in the Chao Garden mode have a different starting appearance than they do in just about every other game. For some reason though, the Chao in the cutscenes in the main story are blue and yellow, just like in future games. Earlier, I mentioned there's no stat menu in-game. This means you can't check your Chao's stats, right? Nope, you actually can, but only on the Visual Memory Unit, or VMU. I can't personally use this myself as I don't actually own one, but the VMU essentially lets you take your Chao on the go. There is one simple minigame and the graphics have not aged well, but there are some interesting features. For one, you can actually see your Chao's stats. The coolest thing though in my opinion is the ability to connect to other VMUs. You can actually fight a French Chao that they have stored in their own VMU. There's also a multiplayer breeding feature, which is pretty interesting. The VMU basically let you play with Chao on the go and in a multiplayer environment too, which is really cool for this era of gaming. Got one last thing before we move on to the next game, as this was the first game to feature Chao in space, which is something we'll see in some games later in the video. The next time we get to see Chao is in the year 2000, when Sonic Shuffle was released for the Dreamcast. This Sonic party game was not too popular at launch and has largely been forgotten by Sega and the fanbase. Most people probably didn't even know Chao were in this game, as they're only in-game as a secret playable character. You can only play as them after you completed the story mode and bought the required picture in-game to unlock them. Them being playable is something we don't really see in too many other Sonic games, and it is really funny seeing them do some of the mini-games. Look at how big the Chao is compared to the other characters. It is nuts. Look, he's just crushing them. He's just running them over. Get him. Go, Chao. Go. Run over Tails. Get him. Get him all. Oh, he got him. Nice. Oh, no. Now he's going for Gamma. Gamma. He's running. He's running. Nope, Gamma. Chao's got him. Oh, my God. That was awesome. I really need to stream this game sometime. That looked like a ton of fun. After Sonic Shuffle, Sega released Sonic Adventure 2 in 2001. This game is the first to feature Chao as you know them today. There's still some updates coming in later Sonic Adventure releases, but this game is the first that has most of the key Chao Garden mode features. It introduced the blue and yellow standard Chao, new Chao actions, new toys, chaos drives, the kindergarten, the hero and dark alignments, stat grades, improved races, and much more. Despite the big improvements to the Chao Garden mode, Chao have actually taken a back seat in the main plot and do not appear once during the main story of Sonic Adventure 2. The only time we get to see them in the main story is on these Chao in space posters. That's it. After you beat the story, however, you can replay stages with different missions. On the third mission of every stage, there's a missing lost Chao you can find. Some of them are in pretty interesting spots, like this one that somehow got themselves locked in jail. This game also updated the VMU Chao adventure from the first game. It adapts it to the new changes to the stat system, plus they increase the prizes you can get. If you adventure with your Chao long enough, you can get rare seeds and fruits that you cannot get otherwise, such as the smart fruit. There are also a whole bunch of random events or scenes that can occur while your Chao's in the VMU. Many of them are quite interesting, like the one where your Chao runs into the principal. The principal immediately runs away because the Chao has something on their head. Then after looking in a mirror, we find out that there is a lumpy shoe on the Chao's head? What? I can't tell if this mode is just badly translated or what, but there is some pretty weird stuff in the Chao Adventure 2 VMU game. It has greatly improved from the first one though. From the improvements to the VMU and the Chao Garden mode, it is pretty clear that there was a pretty big jump in development time between the first Sonic Adventure Chao mode and this game's. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, released in 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube, came out only months after the Dreamcast Sonic Adventure 2. For most of my childhood, I thought that the Dreamcast version came out way before the GameCube version, but no, they came out within about 7 months of each other. Despite this though, someone at Sonic Team decided it would be a great idea to make some big changes to the Chao Garden, and thankfully, they are pretty much all good changes. In the GameCube release, they added Chao Karate, the stat menu, the in-game black market, new eggs, accessories, improved graphics, and more. One of my personal favorites is how they changed the Doctor to give you more info on the personality of your Chao. Chao Karate was also a great addition, as the races do get a bit repetitive after a while. One complaint I do have for this version is that they did simplify the gardens quite a bit. The original Dreamcast release had a cool cave in the Dark Garden and a nice bridge in the Hero Garden, which are both gone now. The Tiny Chao Garden, which you can access through your Game Boy Advance, is new as well. It functions as a replacement for the VMU and allows you to get new rare Chao types. We'll go over this more once we get to the Sonic Advance titles later in the video. In the 2-player mode, they also added 2 new Chao Walkers that you can play as instead of Dr. Eggman or Tails. It's a little weird seeing Chao controlling missile-shooting mechs, but it is pretty entertaining. The kart racing mode also adds a new Chao kart that is unlocked after you get every emblem with Tails. This game is the one that introduced me to Chao, and I'm willing to bet there's a good chance it introduced you too. It included every awesome improvement from the original SA2 release, and then it just made it even better. If it weren't for the PC version having mods, I would say that this game has the best Chao Garden side mode across the whole series. It is as close as you can get to the complete experience without heavily modding your game. Later in that same year, Sonic Advance was released for the Nintendo Game Boy, and it was the first of 4 Game Boy games to feature the Tiny Chao Garden. On the main menu of Sonic Advance, you're able to go directly to the Tiny Chao Garden where you can raise your Chao on the go. You can play minigames to earn rings, pet your Chao, and feed them food. The rings you earn in minigames and stages are used to buy fruits to raise your Chao or some rare eggs that you could not otherwise get in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Since Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was on the GameCube, Sonic Team needed a way to replace the VMU features from the Dreamcast and implement them for a non-Sega console. Tiny Chao Garden was their solution. Using a GBA link cable, you can connect your Game Boy to your GameCube and transfer Chao between Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and Sonic Advance. This feature is the only way to get Dual Chao in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, and it also allows you to easily store and move Chao across games and memory cards. You can actually even access the Tiny Chao Garden without a Sonic Advance cartridge. You just need to connect your GBA to your GameCube with a link cable while Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is running. This isn't great for a long session if you want to try and save up for a Dual Chao, but it works if you want to just give this feature a quick try. Sonic Advance when it comes to Chao is mostly just known for the Tiny Chao Garden, but there is another notable Chao appearance. There's a multiplayer mode called Chao Hunt, where players have to race to collect a Chao and then essentially play keep away with it. The Chao will even follow your character around after you collect them. Pretty cool. I didn't know this existed till recently. Probably pretty hard to find someone to play with nowadays, as you need 2 Game Boys and a link cable to actually do this. Speaking of hard to play, we now have a game that you can't even play anymore. Nakayoshi Chao. This is a mobile game that was available in 2002 as part of the Sonic Cafe service in Japan. It was added to the service to help promote Sonic Adventure 2 and Chao. Because this was never released internationally, it is hard to find much information on it. Being a mobile game also complicates things, but from what I can tell, it seems similar to the Tiny Chao Garden, but with even less to do. It looks like you can interact with and pet your Chao to keep them happy, but I'm not too sure there's much else. I could not find any footage online, so these screenshots are pretty much all we got. At the very least, it does look pretty good graphically for a 2002 mobile game. Next we've got Virtua Striker 2002 for the GameCube. This is probably not a game you would expect to have Chao, but yet, here they are. Sega developed this soccer game and included a little Easter egg. Sonic FC is a secret team you can play as that includes Baby Chao, Hero Chao, and Dark Chao alongside the main Sonic characters. This game is actually pretty fun. I'd recommend taking a look at this if you're a big soccer fan and also really like Sonic. Sonic Mega Collection, released on the GameCube, was the last game in 2002 to feature Chao. This game is a collection of past Sonic games that don't actually include them, but this game does have them within the Extras menu. There are various illustrations you can view that feature Chao, with one of them even being a really cute Christmas picture of Sonic and the gang hanging with their Chao. Starting off 2003, we've got Sonic Advance 2 for the Nintendo Game Boy. This is the second game to feature the Tiny Chao Garden. There are some minor changes, but for the most part, it is pretty much the same thing as the first Sonic Advance, with one major exception. You can't access the Tiny Chao Garden at all until you collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds and beat the game. This really sucks, as I'm someone who isn't the most gifted skill-wise when it comes to Sonic games. I've actually owned this game for years, but never once saw the Tiny Chao Garden until now, and that's just because I'm using cheats. Besides this dumb unlock requirement, the Tiny Chao Garden is pretty much the same, except they've added a new Chao Bounce minigame, which is actually pretty good for getting rings and not as boring as some of the other minigames. This game also does feature some Chao outside the Tiny Chao Garden. This game introduces Cream as a playable character, and she even uses her Chao Cheese during some of her attacks. This is the first time, apart from Sonic Shuffle, where Chao are actually playable in some form by the player. Cheese is also very strong. Cream is widely regarded as the easy mode for this game due to her ability to fly and her awesome Chao weapon. Get used to seeing these two. This is Cream's debut game, but she's going to be coming up quite a bit. Sonic Pinball Party, also released in 2003, features the Tiny Chao Garden once again, but with very minor changes. Thankfully, this game has the mode unlocked right from the beginning, and they've changed out the minigame again. This time there's a Chao Ball minigame, which actually might be my favorite. Other than that though, the Tiny Chao Garden is the exact same as Sonic Advance. You can earn rings to buy more eggs and food by playing pinball, so if you're a big pinball fan, then this might be a good option for you if you want to buy one of those more expensive eggs. Speaking of eggs, the Sonic Pinball machine has 2 Chao eggs on it that hatch after you hit them with the pinball. You can also see 2 Chao hanging out near the bumpers spectating the game. Pretty cool. Next up is sadly the last adventure game in this video. We got Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. This game is a re-release of the first Sonic Adventure game, but now on the Nintendo GameCube. This game features some graphical improvements and changes the Chao Garden system from the first game to now match the one from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, with some minor exceptions like Chaos Drive still being absent. They changed the garden designs to be better suited for the Chao, and they also fully integrated the Tiny Chao Garden just like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. There isn't really anything major here to discuss that wasn't already covered in the earlier Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 sections. This game is great for raising Chao, and Chao are still somewhat relevant in the plot, just like the Dreamcast Sonic Adventure game. To close out 2003, we have got Sonic Heroes. This game is the next 3D Sonic game to feature Chao, but unfortunately it does not bring back the same Chao Garden formula. Instead, we only see Chao occasionally throughout the main story. Team Rose is one of the 4 teams you can play as. The team has Big the Cat, Amy Rose, Cream the Rabbit, and Cream's Chao Cheese, who are on a search for Chocolate Chao. Cheese follows Cream throughout the game and often appears in Team Rose cutscenes. You can also see Chao throughout the main story of any team by getting into a special stage. If you're in a special stage that does not contain a Chaos Emerald, you should see a Dark Chao and a normal Chao fly over you in a balloon and drop stuff on you. They can drop both boosts and bombs, so make sure to pay close attention. You can also see some Chao during the Team Chaotic story, where there are 2 missions that involve finding Chao. These stages are Ocean Palace and Lost Jungle. In Ocean Palace you have to find a single Chao, and in Lost Jungle you have to find multiple. At the end of the Team Rose story, they do thankfully find Chocola Chao, but unfortunately, that is the last of the Chao in this game. This is also the last we see of Chocola Chao in games. They appear again in the Archie comics, but not in a single game. At least we get this happy ending cutscene though. Sonic Battle, released in 2004 on the Game Boy, doesn't have any Chao in the gameplay, but it does feature a Chao Ruins stage with some interesting Chao hieroglyphics. Is it just me, or is the view of them on the wall a bit creepy? They almost look like they are skeleton Chao or something. Sonic Advance 3 was released in 2004 on the Game Boy and is mysteriously missing the Tiny Chao Garden, despite both Sonic Advance 1 and 2 having it. You can still see Cheese in game at least by playing as Cream, who has her favorite Chao with her once again. You also can find Chao hidden in each stage, similar to the red ring system in modern Sonic games. Next, we have got a very special game. Sega Superstars is a unique game for the PlayStation 2 that uses the iToy camera to allow gamers to interact with the game using their body. This was pretty crazy for the time, since this was almost 2 whole years before the Wii came out, and was way before the Xbox Kinect. This game features a Tiny Chao Garden not too different from the Game Boy ones, except that it is much higher quality thanks to being on a console. The instruction manual details everything you can do, and it's all pretty much the same as the Game Boy Gardens, except you're now using your body to actually pet the Chao or rub eggs. There aren't any stats to raise, no evolutions, and no aging. The main purpose of this is just to chill with your Chao. You can give them cake, watch them play with toys, and even play some instruments. Fairly basic, but also very unique gameplay in this one. Shadow the Hedgehog was released in 2005 and is a game you might not expect to have Chao. This game in fact actually does. In the stage Cryptic Castle, the hero mission is to help Amy find Cream and Cheese who've gotten lost. While searching for them, you can find a whole group of Chao. For some reason, they're just here chilling in this haunted level. The crazy thing is, you can actually attack them to fill your dark gauge. Sega programmed a positive benefit for Shadow after hurting them. Crazy. This game doesn't really have a whole lot of safe or happy stages, but Sega certainly could have picked a better spot for these guys, right? Sonic Rush was the first Nintendo DS game to feature Chao. They're not really in the actual gameplay at all, but you can see Cheese with Cream in pretty much every cutscene she appears in. Blaze's story ends with her saving both Cream and Cheese and has a cute credits scene where Cream and Cheese are trying to keep up with the much faster Blaze. Sonic Riders, released in 2006, features a new black market Chao that runs the in-game shop. They look pretty similar to the one from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, except now they've got goggles instead of glasses and a bandana instead of a face mask. The shop has been upgraded though, as they now have a proper shop instead of just a random school locker. In Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic 06 as it is more commonly known, there are sadly no Chao physically present in the game. There is, however, an Easter egg involving them. Near the start of the Crisis City stage, you can spot city signs that give directions for a nearby Chao Garden. This is pretty concerning considering the state of the city here. I hope the Chao are okay. Later in 2006, Phantasy Star Universe was released. Now, this isn't a Sonic game, but is still published by Sega, so I figured it was worth mentioning here. This game introduces the Jago. This is a childlike creature featuring big scary teeth and a much creepier overall appearance. There's also a less creepy Valentine's Day special version too, but you still have to fight both versions in-game. This isn't technically a Chao, but this is clearly based off of them as they look nearly identical and are in a game published by Sonic Team. Maybe this is what happened to the Chao in Crisis City? The next game we got in 2006 is Sonic Rivals for the PlayStation Portable. This game features Chao as collectible cards. There's actually a surprising amount of Chao cards, as they included the normal, Hero and Dark Chao, along with Chaos Chao, and even some item head Chao. One unrelated thing I want to show you in this game real quick is this Maria Robotnik card you can get. I'm pretty sure it's straight up as her getting shot. There's a normal card for her too, and then there's also just this one. Someone at Sega has a dark sense of humor. In 2007, Mario and Sonic teamed up for their first Olympics-themed game. There are a total of 6 different Mario and Sonic Olympics games, and Chao do pretty much the exact same thing in each game, so I'm going to be lumping them all together here. In each one of these games, you can see Chao in the background as you participate in different events. They can be spectators, referees, camera operators, and you can sometimes see Chao-shaped balloons too. Some of the games have Cream as a supporting character, and you can often see Cheese alongside her during events. The 2012 game has a Chao Mii shirt you can unlock too, which is pretty cool. There is one moment between all of these games I think is truly noteworthy. In the London Olympic Games on the DS, there's a cutscene you can see during the Bonus Challengers 2 mission that involves a Chao and Omo Chao getting harassed by some of Eggman's robots, only to be saved by Bowser Jr. of all people. Really weird, unpredicted crossover event here, but I rather enjoyed it, even if the writing is pretty cringy and honestly doesn't really fit the characters that well. The next game to feature Chao was Sonic Rivals 2 in 2007. This game's plot is largely based around Chao as Sonic and Tails are on a hunt to find a large group of missing Chao. There are other characters that have interactions around Chao too, but the weird thing is, I don't think Chao actually show up in the main story cutscenes at all. In this scene, Sonic and Tails supposedly find tons of Chao that were locked up, but we don't see them, and they're just immediately forgotten about because they both decide to chase Eggman right away, even though Sonic just asked Tails to bring them back to safety. There is a bonus mode where you can collect Chao within each stage, so at least there's that, but I find these story cutscenes so weird to watch. Almost feels like I'm watching a fan-made film or something. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity was the last game in 2007 to feature Chao, as it brings back the black market from the first Sonic Riders game with some slightly improved graphics. Otherwise, the shop is pretty much the same from the first Sonic Riders game in 2006. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, released in 2008 on the Nintendo Wii, has a Chao sticker and trophy that you can collect. The trophy's description reads, "A type of creature that can absorb and learn skills and traits from other life forms, adapting its shape as it does. This results in fast variations in appearance, behavior, and personality. Chao are generally very cute, and their mannerisms are pleasant and relaxing. Chao gardens are a good place to find them, but they also inhabit areas with fresh water." In Sega Superstars Tennis, Chao reprised the role from the Olympics Games, as you can see a bunch of them spectating your tennis match. They watch from the sidelines of the Green Hill Zone court. They mostly just bounce around while spectating. It's cool that they get to hang out with all of Sonic's friends here, but just be warned, you'll most likely hit them with a tennis ball at some point. Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, released in 2008, features a Chao garden. You can find Chao eggs scattered throughout the game. Over time, these eggs will hatch into Chao that can be useful in combat. There are 40 different Chao to collect, each with their own unique names and effects in-game. Sadly, you can't really interact with them at all, but it is still cool to have Chao in the game despite them being extremely limited. When you get into a fight, you can see your Chao buddy backing you up. It's kind of funny seeing Sonic throw down with a Chao by his side. Sonic Unleashed came out in late 2008 and features Chao, but only in the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions. There's a day mission in Spagania and another in Shamar that requires Sonic to collect 10 normal Chao. Some of them are hidden pretty well, so make sure to look closely. There's also a traveling merchant in-game named Wentos, who is a Chao hand puppet that talks for him. I really like these guys. I hope Sonic Team brings them back at some point, as this sadly is their only appearance currently. No idea why they haven't brought them back yet. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, which came out in 2010, features Chao spectators watching the races. You can find them on any of the racetracks based off of Seaside Hill, and alongside that, there's also a Chao Cup in the game. Future Sonic racing games are much more exciting for these guys, but we will get to those soon. The last game with Chao in 2010 was Sonic Colors, but only the DS version has them. There are a couple of missions in Tropical Resort that involve Sonic saving a baby Chao from Orbot and Cubot, who have mistaken it for an alien. You have to race through levels and collect rings to prevent them from taking the Chao. You can also see Cream and Cheese in Mission 1 of Tropical Resort, who are also being harassed by Orbot and Cubot. These guys just really don't like Chao. The next game to feature Chao is Sonic Generations, which was released in 2011. This game features most of Sonic's friends, and thankfully the Chao were not excluded. There are a few different areas in-game with Chao or references to Chao. First, there's Cream and Cheese. They can be seen together throughout the game, and even high-five each other when you complete Speed Highway. Always good to have these two in-game. Next is in the Statue Room. You can get Chao statues by typing in the corresponding passwords to unlock them. You can also check out Omochao's shop, where you can actually see Wentos' Chao puppet from Sonic Unleashed for sale. After that, in Classic Speed Highway, there are 4 different Chao related signs you can see in the background. The first is a Chao in Space billboard, then there's a Chao de Night sign, a Chao Gelato sign, and lastly, there is a street sign that shows how close the nearest Chao garden is. In Classic Cityscape, you can find a few Chao in Space 2 billboards as well. After you beat all of the Dreamcast era stages, you can play the Cream bonus missions. The first one is in Speed Highway and is a race against Cream to see who can find 11 Chao first. The second mission is in Cityscape, but this time Cream is helping you. Cream and some Chao follow you throughout the stage and drop you rings when you press the Y button. This was the last Sonic game to directly be tied to the adventure titles, and it is really unfortunate that we don't get a proper Chao garden here. This game would have been so good for it. There's so many different levels from different eras, could have had different era-themed Chao gardens, more character Chao designs. This was just such a missed opportunity. Sonic & All-Stars Racing Transformed came out in 2013 after 2 years without a Chao feature. This game has Chao just like the first Sonic & All-Stars Racing game. On the Sonic Heroes theme track called Ocean View, you can spot a whole bunch of Chao hanging out near the starting line. In the multiplayer mode, there is also a Capture the Chao game, which involves driving around with a big Chao balloon tied to your car. This mode looks similar to the Mario Kart balloon battle, but it actually involves delivering the balloon to a specific spot on the map without losing it to other racers. Sonic Jump Fever is the next game to feature Chao. It is a mobile game that was released on the iOS and Google Play stores in 2014. It requires Sonic to jump and collect goodies. One of the things you can unlock in the game is a Chao. The Chao don't actually go with you in each level and only give you a boost to help you collect more items. They only stay with you temporarily until you are able to befriend them. You can do this by either playing the game a whole bunch before their timer runs out, or by paying real money. Classic mobile phone gameplay. Next we got Super Smash Bros. From the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U from 2014. This game features 2 trophies in each game featuring Chao. One of them is a Cream the Rabbit trophy. It says, "You don't often see cream without cheese. Excuse us, we're suddenly really hungry." Actually, Cream's a lovely, hardworking little rabbit, and Cheese is her beloved pet Chao. They're the perfect, adorable little team, and not in the slightest bit edible. There's also a Chao-specific trophy that reads, "Aren't these little guys the cutest? You just want to hold them tight and make sure nothing happens to them." Well, that's how they've survived since forever. If they can't find somewhere predator-free, they'll find someone to look after them, just like Cheese did with his owner, Cream. The 3DS version has the same trophies, but their descriptions are slightly different. Sidekick to Amy Rose, Cream the Rabbit is a cute, hardworking friend. She's a Chao named Cheese, and they make a great team. She probably wants to cream the next person who makes a joke about their names, but I can't help but want a cream cheese bagel when I talk about them. And the Chao one says, "How can you resist the cute charm of these little guys? Don't you just want to hold them tight and protect them from the dangers of the world?" Well, they'd like that too. Since ancient times, if they can't find a safe place to live, they find someone to look after them. Sonic Runners was the only game featuring Chao in 2015, and they thankfully improved from their last mobile game appearance. While playing the game, you'll be able to unlock Chao throughout your time playing the game. The Chao will follow you along and provide different buffs to you while you're running. There are a bunch of different Chao varieties to collect, and they're actually implemented pretty well here for a mobile game. Sonic Runners Adventure, released in 2016, is yet another Sonic mobile game featuring Chao. They are implemented here in almost the exact same way as Sonic Jump Fever, except now you permanently unlock your Chao once you get them. And you can actually see them running in the stage with you, which is pretty cool. Downside though, is that there are only a handful of Chao types, and honestly, they aren't all that great. Sonic Jump Fever has better Chao selection and is free, whereas this game is not a free mobile game. It costs $3. Sonic Forces came out in 2017 and doesn't have a single Chao in it, but there is at least a Chao backpack you can wear. You get the backpack after you get an S rank in Stage 8. At least it's something, right? Sonic Forces Speed Battle is a mobile game that was released in 2017. Chao sadly aren't as prominent here as in previous mobile games, but if you manage to unlock either Cream or Tikal, you can use Chao-based power-ups in races. Both the Chao Attack and Chao Nado are attacks you can use against other racers. The Chao Attack one is literally just Cream launching a Chao at the racer ahead of them. The others are pretty cool to see too, just sucks that not all the characters can use Chao. Cream as usual has Cheese running alongside her, and they both even have some alternate costumes you can unlock. I tried unlocking them myself, but from what I can tell this game is pretty much dead nowadays. I was not able to find a single non-bot to race against, and since this is a mobile game, the progression is locked behind timers and paywalls. Amazing progression system. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out in late 2018 and features multiple spirits in-game that have Chao. Each one gives you a different buff when you're fighting other players. The first is the Cream and Cheese spirit. Then we got the Standard Chao spirit, and lastly, a Hero Chao one. Not nearly as cool as the trophies, but at least they appear in-game. In 2019, Team Sonic Racing was released, and we got something that we hadn't yet seen in a Sonic racing game before. Chao are now a playable racer, and they are awesome. You can still see them in the background of some tracks too, which is a nice touch. The car they drive has 3 Chao inside driving it. The best part of this is that the characters often trash talk each other mid-race, and there's something really funny about these characters telling each other off. I do gotta say though, it is a little weird hearing Chao actually talk. In pretty much every other game, they simply just say Chao, but here they are saying full sentences. Chao being playable is an awesome addition to this game and something I hope all Sonic multiplayer games have going forward. Shortly after Team Sonic Racing came out, Sonic Racing for Apple Arcade was released and thankfully kept Chao as a playable character. The Chao in this game are very similar to Team Sonic Racing, minus the fun banter between the characters, as this game is much simpler due to it being a mobile game. And because it is a mobile game, the Chao are not unlocked by default and must be unlocked after playing for some time. You can, however, at least still see them in the background occasionally while racing. Fast forward now to 2021 and we have got an interesting Sonic crossover. We've got the Minecraft Bedrock Edition Sonic the Hedgehog DLC. This DLC comes with a Chao garden that you can go to and even adds a new Chao mob to the game. The Chao has 17 different possible designs and can even be interacted with. They give you a big heart and talk whenever you click on them. The experience overall is really basic and limited. There's even less interaction with your Chao here than in the tiny Chao garden, but this is the Minecraft engine, which allows you to build whatever you can come up with here. I struggle to think of much, but I'm sure some of you can think of something better. If any of you want to try a Minecraft Chao garden experience, I'd honestly recommend the Chao garden mod by Shiny. It isn't a whole lot better, but at least it is free to download if you already have Java Minecraft, whereas this cost me like $10. Honestly, if you're only buying this DLC for the Chao garden, I probably wouldn't really recommend it. Sonic Speed Simulator is an official Sega licensed Roblox game that was released in 2022. This game features Chao as buddies that can run alongside you to give you boosts similar to how previous mobile games worked. This time around though, there are dozens of different types to collect and they all vary in how much they can boost you. You can power up your Chao to give you more rings and XP. The coolest thing about the Chao in this game though is how there are new types of character Chao present, such as the Rouge and Eggman Chao. This game is the first to feature Chao in a somewhat prominent way in years. Hopefully it's a sign of more things to come for Sonic games. It is also entirely free to play, which is awesome. I recommend trying this one if you haven't yet. Next we have another free game, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. This one released in 2023 and features a Chao bodyguard that you must slip past at a certain point in the story. There isn't much interaction with them, but they are pretty stylish for a Chao. This game also has a Fabergé Chao egg that is heavily desired by Rouge the Bat. The characters initially think it could be a bomb, but once they open it up, it is revealed to be hollow and has a fancy jeweled Chao inside it. Nice little detail added by the creators. I was pretty happy to see Chao added to this game, even if it was very minor overall. Sonic Dream Team is the most recent game to feature a Chao, and it is once again Cheese who is the star as they are accompanying Cream during this game. Cheese actually has a pretty cool moment in the final cutscene.
I will realize my dreams of world domination.
Cheese? Get him!
No, wait.
Hi!
No!
Oh, yeah!
Glad to have you back.
I gotta agree with Sonic. It is really cool that they're including Cream and Cheese a bit more here. It's nice to see them getting some screen time. They do actually have a playable section in this game too, which is pretty cool. I hope they're playable more in the future. And with Sonic Dream Team behind us, you've now seen every single game that features Chao in some form or references them. They are becoming more common over the last few years, but the 2010s were pretty rough for Chao as they were mostly just in the background or were forced into subpar mobile games. The future is bright though, and there's actually quite a bit going on with Chao lately that is worth sharing with you here. First, there are rumors of a Chao Garden game coming out in the near future for Netflix. Now, these are just rumors, so take them with a grain of salt. There has been dozens of rumors of a new Chao Garden over the years, with none of them actually coming true, so try not to get too excited yet until Sega confirms it. Second, the Sonic Adventure 2 PC Chao Garden modding community is the best it has ever been. Recently there was a breakthrough that now allows mod developers to create their own custom Chao types and add them into the game. Chao World Extended is the mod that allows this to occur, as it is a huge part of the modding experience today. I won't go into it too much here as the video is already too long, but there are literally hundreds of videos and streams on my channel showing off these mods if you're interested. And lastly, the Chao Garden community has been growing in recent years. Communities like my own Choa Homies Discord server and the Chao Island server have been great areas for Chao fans to discuss Chao and share their own in-game creations. I highly recommend checking out either of these servers if you made it this far into the video. I personally got a vouch for the Choa Homies server, link in the description, as it is my own server, but the Chao Island one is pretty cool too. Either way though, by joining one of these communities, you are guaranteed to find someone wanting to talk about Chao with you, and you will also find people that will gladly help you set up mods for Sonic Adventure 2, if that is something that interests you. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. If you really enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and sharing it with a friend. I've been trying my hardest to show Sonic Team that there are fans that want to see more Chao Garden and Sonic games, and videos like this gaining popularity help show that there are Sonic fans that want to see more. Either way though, thanks for taking the time to listen to me ramble about Chao, and thank you to all the channel members who make this possible. Without your support, I would not be able to spend the time required to make videos like this and stream regularly. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.